Hey everybody, I'm here in Austin getting the first unsupervised ride that I have been in. This is a shot of the Model Y arriving at my location here near downtown Austin, and how it fully works its way through traffic. There is a lot of traffic today, and you'll also notice behind the Model Y is that chase car, and I think they're using that for validation. But anyway, this is what it looks like as it's arriving, and I'll let you see that. We'll do a 360 around the vehicle just to show you that it is in fact unsupervised. Also gives you a little bit idea of how the process that Tesla is doing right now to validate the system, and then we'll get into the actual ride itself. Well, I'm here in Austin, and I'm with the first unsupervised ride that I have taken with robotaxi, and it just arrived here, so let's go for a ride and see what it's like inside. All right, as you can see, we are all by ourselves here. There is nobody else in the car. I will go ahead and get my seatbelt on, and we will be off. Here we go. So this is pretty cool. They just now started unsupervised rides here in Austin, and that was confirmed with a post by Elon and also Ashok. And this is the first for public rides, and we're gonna get a chance to see a couple miles and find out how it does. It's a pretty busy day here at Austin, and a lot of traffic, a lot of construction, and this will be a really great test. I did notice that there is a following car. They are obviously making sure everything is working well and continuing to get that data, but this is actually quite cool, and you can see about how long it's going to take for me to arrive at my destination. And once again, nobody in the seats or driving, and this is pretty cool. So as you know, I've done a lot of robotaxi rides, over 200 of them, and I'm kind of curious to see what is different between having a supervisor and not having a supervisor. So this is pretty cool. So I'm going to turn the camera around to talk a little bit about this ride. As I mentioned, this just now opened up to the public, and this is the first day, first opportunities for this. And I'm pretty cool to think that I started off with the grand opening of this on the 22nd of June 2025 with a bunch of kind of select people to try out the robotaxi fleet. And now just about 6 months later, they are doing the unsupervised for paying passengers. And you know, this is I think a great sign. We've been hearing some other things about full self-driving coming up, one of which is that after the 14th of February, the purchase of FSD outright is going to be changing. So I think that may be related a little bit to having the unsupervised robotaxis. We're also hearing that the end of March is the last time that you can transfer full self-driving ownership that you may have on a previous vehicle over to a new vehicle. So you may want to take that into account. Also, we know that Cybercab production is coming online at Giga Texas, and I'll be flying here a little bit later this afternoon to try to get some updates. But the initial production for that is going to be around the beginning of April, and we know that that's going to be kind of ramping up, kind of an S-curve ramp. It'll be slow at first, and then we will see how that goes throughout the rest of the year for the cybercabs, and they have been doing testing of cybercabs within the Austin area and about 5 other cities as well around the United States. So I'm going to turn the camera back around. Resume here with the ride, and so far pretty smooth. There was just one small kind of hesitation trying to get into a really packed turn lane, but otherwise yeah, it's been doing fine, just very much similar to what we would have seen if we had had a supervisor in the vehicle, but otherwise so far so good. And as you can see, we've got about 10 more minutes to go on this particular ride, and we'll just continue to watch what it is doing. As I mentioned, this is the first unsupervised ride here in Austin. This is the first of many, and you know, this is going to be the start of what I think is going to be a pretty big rollout of the full self-driving for Tesla, and probably going into a bunch of different states and different cities. So once again, we're in traffic. You know, I think the big thing that has kind of slowed down robotaxi, at least in the last couple months, has been getting to the unsupervised ability for the fleet to continue to scale and grow. And we're starting to see that now. That's because they don't want to hire in a bunch of monitors, knowing that the business model and the business case for the robotaxi fleet for Tesla is to not have drivers, and you don't want to have to be hiring a lot of people and then having to let them go, or trying to figure out what else to do with them in the interim. And you saw right there, there's a Mother Model Y trying to turn in front here. At first, the vehicle was trying to give them opportunity to turn, but there's a lot of other traffic around me, so it just continued to go very much like you would expect with a human. But going back to that scaling, now that they are experimenting with this unsupervised, I'm sure they're going to be collecting data for a period of time, and then that scaling should start pretty rapidly. We were talking about production of cybercabs, but there's also a lot of production capability and overhead at Giga Texas for Model Ys, which is what we're in right now. And I would expect the ability for them to scale rapidly once they decide that they've got the data for unsupervised. Should go pretty quickly. Another question that I have is, right now I'm in a Model Y Premium, and it's got the glass roof, which is really outstanding. And of course, we also have the rear screen. The reason why I'm pointing these out is that there's been some speculation that this large group of Model Y standards on the east side of Giga Texas might be employed with the robotaxi fleet. What I am hearing is that at least for the time being, the Model Y standards are going to be the vehicle of choice for the robotaxi fleet. So or at least the Model Y Premiums, I should say. The Model Y standards are probably not going to be introduced into the fleet, at least for a while. And we'll see how that continues to evolve over time. Of course, the cybercabs will also be slowly introduced into the fleet sometime late spring in the summer, depending on how they do with regulation and also with the production. But once again, we're continuing on the route here. This is on Lamar Street. This is pretty familiar to people who have been with robotaxi in the last 6 months. The beginning of robotaxi was throughout this particular part of Austin. And, you know, so they've got a lot of experience and a lot of data for this area of the town as well. So I think that may be one of the reasons why, at least for today, the unsupervised vehicles are kind of concentrated here in this part of the site. So great to see again just how this is continuing to progress. So what I'm going to do now, I think, is I'm going to try to change my routing and go back to where I started from so I can continue with this robotaxi. So there'll be a break here for a moment and then I'll resume in a second. Okay, well, I tried to reroute back to where I started. I was not able to, at least at this stage of the robotaxi. So we're just gonna go over to my destination, which is about 4 minutes away. And I'll just get dropped off there, and then I will hopefully be able to get another robotaxi to take me back to where my vehicle is. But so far, again, it's we're still on Lamar Avenue. We're still heading to the south towards Barley Bean Coffee here in Austin, and the ride has been smooth so far. I'll switch the camera over again. You know where we are. As I mentioned, we're about now 3 minutes away from my destination. And of course, it's still been fully unsupervised autonomous driving, and been without really any issue at all. It's very similar to having the safety monitor in the car, with the exception that there's obviously nobody here. You know, that brings up a couple of questions that I guess Tesla's going to have to work out, and I'm sure they've already thought through, and that is, you know, if you leave something in the vehicle, how are they going to get it back, and how quickly is that going to be done? You can report the lost item through the app, but now without a person on board, that's going to be a slightly different procedure. They'll also have to be working on what is the procedure to get the vehicle to a charging location at some point, and how that will all work. So I think that's part of this test as well. Of course, one of the other things that I don't think is going to be a huge issue, but something that they will have to have a workaround with the Model Ys, is if the passengers leave the door open, let's say at the destination, how do they get that closed and continue on? All of that is part of this growth of the robotaxi service. And you know, every time you add a detail, or in this case take a detail away, like the lack of a supervisor, then they're going to have to learn how that whole process works. So I'm going to turn the camera around one more time and kind of give you this idea of what it's like to be in a vehicle with no body in it other than the passenger. And it's actually a pretty comfortable experience. If you're familiar with full self-driving, this is not all that crazy or unique. If you haven't been in an autonomous vehicle with nobody else in the vehicle, it may take a ride or two, but I think we're going to find out is that once again, it's boringly good, which is exactly what you want with a unsupervised robotaxi. You just want to get in, get where you're going, do whatever you need to do in the vehicle, and not really paying attention to the world around you and how you're getting there. And I think the robotaxi with this software is definitely living up to that, and even more, because it's been just incredibly comfortable, safe, no drama, despite a lot of the traffic that's been going on here at this time of day here in Austin, and with all of the challenges. So anyway, we're getting ready to turn into the location now, and I'll be getting out of the car pretty quickly, and I'll give you my wrap-up thoughts, and then I'll start trying to get a robotaxi back to where I started. But anyway, congratulations to Tesla, the AI team, and just everybody that's working to make this possible. And as I mentioned again, here I am at the destination, and go ahead and get out of the vehicle. And here we are. First unsupervised robotaxi ride that I have taken, and this is the first day here at Austin, and I think we're going to see a lot more of this. So anyway, congratulations to Tesla AI, Ashok, his team, Tesla, and everybody, again, making this possible. Looking forward to seeing a lot more of this in the near future. So, looking forward to the next ride.